1955. His parents were unmarried at the time. Steve's biological father was from Syria, and since Steve's mother's father did not approve of his daughter marrying a Syrian, she put Steve up for adoption. Steve was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs. At the age of 5, Steve's family moved to the Silicon Valley. There his father built him his own workbench and taught him the basics of electronics and how to build things on his own. Later, Steve met his neighbor, an electronics hobbyist, and introduced him to the Heath kits. They were unassembled, basic electronic devices that the user would construct with the use of a manual. In 1972, Steve enrolled in college and then dropped out in the same year. According to him, he didn't see the value in it. He didn't know what he wanted to do with his life, and he didn't see how college was going to help him. And college was also consuming all of his parents' savings. Steve took a job as a technician at Atari Inc., working for $5 an hour. Steve saved up enough money to travel to India. He returned from India as a Buddhist. He spouted a shaved head and was wearing traditional Indian clothing. During this time, Steve experimented with LSD, which he later credited as a major reason for his success. Steve and Woz began attending the Homebrew Computer Club, which was started to get people together to make computers accessible for everyone. It was because of this that they learned about the NET, Intel, and Motorola processor chips. This resulted in Woz trying to design his own machine around the chip, which then turned into Steve and Woz starting Apple in 1976.
Before, Steve Jobs and Apple Computer hoped the Macintosh would live up to its hype, but sales were a disappointment. Taking 5 top managers, in 1985, Jobs moved on to start a computer company called Next. For Jobs, it was about more than just creating a personal computer. The product was powerful inside and out. A highly designed example of Jobs' perfectionism. But Jobs struggled to find a market for the expensive computer. The decision? Ditch the highly designed computer and focus instead on selling what makes it run, the company's elegant operating system. Toy Story, Pixar's first feature film, was a blockbuster. It had been 10 years since he'd been fired from Apple, and the drama and turmoil at the company continued to get worse.
To work with it.
Scully's replacement, Michael Spindler, was also gone, and a third CEO, Gil Amelio, was struggling to keep the company afloat. Apple Computer was out of ideas and desperate.
Let's give him a round of applause. So, I'm vertical. I'm back at Apple, loving every day of it. And I'm getting to work with our incredibly talented teams to come up with some great new products for you all in the future. So it's wonderful.